In the late 1980s, hip-hop was changing. Harder beats, aggressive lyrics, street dominance. But four men from Queens, New York decided to do something different.
I'm Ali Shaheed Muhammad from A Tribe Called Quest, and I'm the sound provider of the group.
I'm Jerobi, seldom seen and never heard.
Hi, I'm Q-Tip. I'm an Aries. I'm a sick puppy.
Phife, and I rhyme along with him.
The results will become one of the most influential groups in hip-hop history. In this mini documentary series, The Tribe Called Quest Era. The story starts in St. Albans, Queens, where a quiet kid named Q-Tip was digging through jazz records. Born April 10th, 1970, Q-Tip grew up surrounded by music and poetry. His childhood friend, Phife Dawg, born November 20th, 1970. Phife had an opposite personality, where Tip was calm and philosophical. Phife was funny, competitive, and direct. Another member soon joined, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, born August 11th, 1970. Ali became the group's DJ and sonic architect, and later they added the mysterious Jerobi White, born July 1st, 1971. They were connected to a collective called the Native Tongues. The movement included groups like De La Soul, Jungle Brothers. They wanted hip-hop to be creative, intelligent, and different, but no one expected how big Tribe will become.
When we write, I don't think we write to just sort of preach to people too much.
It's a satire, we try not to bog people down and make them feel stressed about a certain subject.
We believe our listeners to be a little bit more intelligent, so we do a little bit more subliminal. We do it in our dress and certain things that we say, and even the music, has the Afrocentric feel. So it's not like we just thrust it at people. It's there for people to decipher,
World famous.
Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Phife Dawg, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, and Jerobi. The first time I heard Tribe Called Quest was actually on the Jungle Brothers album. And it was called Black is Black, where Q-Tip featured on. So this was before from my take, the public even knew who a Tribe Called Quest was. And I'm hearing a young Q-Tip on the song, Jungle Brothers on the rise, and I like this flow. And I like what he was talking about, Then comes Tribe Called Quest. Their first album was Distinctive Travels, which was a very, very interesting album. Tribe Called Quest was on Yo MTV Raps. I seen their video, I Left My Wallet at El Segundo. Now, for me, it was okay. It was all right. That's just my personal opinion. That is not what drew me to Tribe. What drew me to Tribe is their second single, Beneath the Apple Bum. I said, yo, this joint is sweet. And once the females like it, you pretty much solid. And then it came out with Can I Kick It? Yes, You Can. And that became a saying to this day. A lot of rappers do that on their show. But it's one song that I don't understand why they didn't come out with a music video for. And I think it's the dopest songs on the album Instinctive Travels. It's a song called Footprints. To this day, I don't understand why they didn't make a video for this or make this a single.
Y'all ready to get up? Yo, help me out with this rhyme. Abby start trudging. Me and my brothers, we be looking and be bugging. Vehicles of life, they be rolling and be dodging. Looking for the virtues of life that be searching for the ground that's cracked. The valleys of time are always on my feet, at least the beat will combine. The calluses and core with a funky bass line. You on the underdog for a nickel shoe shine on the shoe that's that. But can I get a level on the facing of the treble? Putting up a day like a you and every rebel. The answer be a who just for a World famous.
In 1990, Tribe released their debut album, People, Instinctive Travels, and Paths of Rhythm. The album was playful, colorful, and completely unique. But the real turning point came 1 year later. The second album, The Low End Theory. The sound was revolutionary. Deep bass lines, minimum drums, and heavy jazz samples. But here's something many people never realize. Record execs at the time thought the album sounded too simple to succeed. They believed hip-hop needed louder drums and harder production. Instead, Tribe proved that less could be more. And the album will influence producers like Jay Dilla and Kanye West. But behind the scene, a quiet tension was brewing. Tribe Called Quest to me were very mature rappers at that time. And they was young writing these type of songs, but they wrote the type of songs that you could listen to years later. A lot of rappers that I listen to is songs I can't even listen to no more. You know what I'm saying? It didn't stand the test of time. It was good for that moment. And you gotta remember, y'all, and I'm gonna keep it real. Tribe Called Quest was neo soul before neo soul. It's like somebody singing over Tribe Called Quest beats. That's how I look at neo soul. The second album, Tribe came back, Low End Theory. Now, the Low End Theory album is very interesting because the meaning. And the actual meaning of the Low End Theory album is minorities being on the low end of the totem pole. Yo, when I heard the Low End Theory, I'm thinking about the music, you know what I'm saying? The heavy bass and all this and that and the third. But no, it had a total different meaning. That's why I rock with Tribe, man. I rock with Tribe because they was rapping like encoded messages, and you really had to dig in to understand. Kind of like with De La Soul. De La Soul and Tribe had the same vibe, but did not rap the same. Their beats wasn't the same. The Low End Theory album, Check the Rhyme, official. We got the jazz, official. And Scenario, you know, which Busta Rhymes did his thing. During the making of the third album, Midnight Marauders, Phife Dawg later revealed something surprising. He felt like his voice in the group was getting smaller. Q-Tip was producing most of the music, making many of the creative decisions, and slowly, Phife felt pushed to the background. Yet, despite the tension, the album became another classic, cemented Tribe as hip-hop legends. But the tension wasn't going away. Phife Dawg was dealing with a serious health issues, including diabetes. Arguments in the group became more frequent. In 1998, they released what seemed like their final album, The Love Moment. And soon after, A Tribe Called Quest announced they're breaking up. One of the most influential groups in rap history was suddenly over. But strangely, their influence kept growing. Years later, the group reunited. They began secretly recording new music together. But tragedy struck. In March of 2016, Phife Dawg passed away at just 45 years old. Fans thought the story of Tribe had finally ended. But the group had already recorded one final album later that year. They released We Got It From Here. Thank you for your service. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard, and critics called it one of the greatest comeback albums in hip-hop history. It wasn't just music, it was a tribute to Phife. A Tribe Called Quest is considered one of the most influential groups in hip-hop history. Their sounds changed rap forever. 4 young men from Queens, born in the early 70s, who came together and created something timeless. This is the world famous Where Hip Hop Lives.